Ambitions as a rider. Do it. Yeah, so the Maxim Defense PDX, we're going to talk about this. Before we do that, like, subscribe, comment, do all of that kind of stuff. I've been out here for a few hours, so I'm in the same clothes, more or less, than what you've seen probably. I don't know what order these videos are going to come out in, but I'm tired right now. I'm straight up tired. I've been running around. This is a lot of fun, but at the same time, I'm going to sit on my folding chair, and we're going to talk about the Maxim Defense PDX, and I'm going to be lazy. So I have a paper here somewhere, and I'm going to read off it for a second, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So the Maxim Defense PDX retails, which is what you're paying right now, for $22.95. I'm going to talk about that in a second. The barrel length is 5.5 inches. It comes in black or arid. It's technically multi-FDE. It's 3 different shades of FDE. Overall length, 18.75 inches. Empty weight is 5 pounds, 11 inches. The muzzle device is called the Maxim Defense Hate Brake Muzzle Booster. It's a hate brake. The Maxim Defense SCW stock system. And the trigger is an ALG combat trigger. I just talked about ALG triggers in the AK. That was a sweet trigger. In this gun, it's friggin' heavy. And yeah, so anyway, that's all the details I'm gonna go over on it. So this gun, this is my personal gun. God, is like Bill Gates just doing loops around us? The Maxim Defense PDX, this is a PDW. I think that's short for personal defense weapon. I don't know acronyms that well. It's a super cool compact platform, and it comes in 5.56, 300 blackout, or 7.62 by 39. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, Nick, that bougie dude, he went and he got 300 blackout. No. Then you're like, well, maybe he got it in 5.56. Also, no. This bad boy is in 7.62 by 39, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the only reason you get 300 blackout, in my opinion, is so that you can shoot subsonics and shoot it suppressed, okay? If you take this hate brake off here and you try to put a suppressor on it, warranty is voided, and I've seen some YouTubers that have done it and they've had mixed results on if it actually works. Plus, getting a suppressor inside the handguard is going to be a problem. So 300 blackout is out. 5.56, I mean, damn, 5.56 is over $1 a round for really good stuff. And I mean, if I'm carrying this and it's got, you know, a really short, like it's shorter than a carbine. I forgot what gas length system this is. So to have such a short gas system in 5.56 just doesn't make sense to me. So 7.62 is my choice, because this gun, this is a backpack gun. I've heard people refer to it as like a range toy, and it's so uncomfortable that I would not even call it a range toy. This is a specific tool for a specific purpose. So I bought it to be a gun when I want overwhelming sound, noise, and firepower, okay, to overcome any type of a potential threat. Now, I'll talk about like what I mean by that in a second. So starting from the front here, got the hate brake muzzle booster thing that you can't take off. When you're shooting 7.62 out of here, and you can see in the video, it's a giant friggin' fireball and a concussion wave that goes in front. Like, if you're shooting at somebody within 15 yards, the fireball and the concussion alone might knock them down. Like, not really, but it's gonna scare the crap out of them, okay? And I know that's stupid, like, if you miss, you scared them, but still, you know, it's loud. Like, someone's gonna turn around and be like, what the hell is that guy shooting at me? So 7.62, obviously a good choice with this hate brake on here, massive fireball. They have a hand stop under here, which is good because this thing is short. As far as the light, I'll talk about this in a second, but it is a standard 7-sided M-lock with Picatinny top style rail. It has 2 QD slots. I currently have, you know, obviously this slide tactical sling. I'm gonna talk about slings. This is a dope sling, okay? So future video, but I have it up here. This QD slot location it's not great. Like, I don't really like it on top. I would prefer it to be perfectly on the side on the back, and further back if they could have gotten the sling attachment further back, or all the way forward. Where it is, it actually, my hand gets on it, so shooting this gun for extended periods of time, my left hand isn't happy. Moving on up, I have an Enforce WML on here. It's a placeholder while I figure out what kind of light I want on it. Just because I have to have some type of light, because most of the time if you get in trouble, it's going to be at night. So I've got this WML up there. I can push the button with my thumb, and I'm good to go. Moving back, you got an upper and a lower receiver. You know, it's a gun, it's standard. So it has an Ambi Safety. Let me go ahead and do this. It's an Ambi Safety, real nice. I think it's a Radian. Kind of looks like the Radian Ambi. It's a 90 or 45. I've recently become enamored with 45s, so I'm going to switch this over to a 45-degree safety. I totally dig it. It has Ambi mag catch, so you can drop the mag if you're a lefty from the left side or the right side. Reptilia, I think it's called the CQC. I never remember it, but it's the close quarters combat, the CQB style grip on it, which is a great grip. It's got good texture. I don't really need a lot of stippling on an AR style grip. And it comes with one Duramag 20-round magazine, which makes it fit nice and svelte and compact inside of my backpack. And then coming on back, it has their specific PDW style stock. So this is an SBR. This is my personal gun. I'm going to keep it. And it has this aluminum buttstock. They also have a pistol version. I had a few of the pistols. I sold them, so I'm a dealer with them. I can sell them anytime. If you want one, hit me up. Yeah, so I had a few pistols come through, which had the same thing, but in a pistol brace configuration. And I'll tell you, I like the stock because it's a lot smaller. So I can get this into a smaller backpack if I need to. I just have to take this light off. But the pistol brace, if you're gonna get one and you don't want to wait for the tax stamp, I get it. Get the pistol brace, even if you are thinking about getting it tax stamped. And it's because this piece of metal is kind of uncomfortable. So when you're shouldering it and you're getting your cheek weld, it's really, I'm only feeling this bottom corner here of the buttstock. So if you have the pistol brace, I've got one in the van, but I'm too lazy. I'm sitting down, I'm not getting up. The pistol brace is a little bit taller, and it's thicker, and it's rubber. So for ATF, for incidental shouldering incidents, it is much more comfortable when you incidentally shoulder your pistol. But like I said, this is an SBR, but it's super smooth. I mean, when you take it out of your backpack and you go ahead and deploy it, you just thumb it. So you grab it, you thumb it, and you pull it all the way out. These little detents, it doesn't get caught until it's all the way extended. So I have had zero problems deploying this stock. Also, it has a QD slot underneath on the back. So for my sling, I could wrap it around this bad boy back here, but honestly, like, I don't know, the QD slot works fine for me right now. So I've got it on the QD slot, but I might move my sling attachment back here just so I have a little bit more distance in between the two, so it's not flopping around and hitting me. And then charging handle, it's an Ambi charging handle. It's a Radian Raptor LT, which is a great charging handle. Awesome stuff. So shooting this, how does this shoot? It shoots like a 5-inch barreled 7.62 AR would shoot. It's got a big, Busy, would you say this is a loud gun?
Very much so.
If you can't hear, he said very much so. This is a very much so loud gun.
Very much so.
So it's loud. It doesn't have a ton of recoil. I mean, in 7.62, it really doesn't. I don't know what magic they worked inside of this little buffer tube here, but it doesn't have a ton of recoil, and it's probably something to do with the brake, like the way it's shooting all the gases out forward. I don't know how they did it, but honestly, this gun in 7.62, I've got a Tactical Edge 12.5-inch Comrade. This gun has less perceived recoil than that 12.5-inch AK pistol. So the recoil impulse isn't bad. Now, like I said, people have called it a range toy. Is it a range toy? No. Like, if someone says, hey, you want to go to the range and train, am I bringing this? No, because my shoulder's not going to feel good. The hate brake. So after about 30 to 40 rounds, if you're shooting a high round count, this thing starts to heat up a lot. So my hand was starting to get warm. 30 to 40 rounds, pretty quickly. It wasn't a big schedule fire, and I could still hold it. But if you're doing an all-day course, no, you're not taking this to an all-day course. So this is a gun that is super cool, super good looking, but it's built for a specific purpose, and that's when, you know, when stuff hits the fan. My kids watch this channel, so if you ever, you know, why doesn't he ever say bad words? You know, obviously I want to sound respectable, but at the same time, Weston and Hazel, if you're watching, don't say because Daddy doesn't say on camera. Now, yeah, overall, dude, this is a great gun. For $2,200 to have something that honestly is super reliable, and the only one that I would get is 7.62. Even if 5.56 were readily available, this gun, there is no reason to get it in 5.56. There is no reason to get it in 300 blackout, from what I can tell. And honestly, I'm still shooting 7.62 for under 30 cents a round because I bought a crap ton of Golden Tiger a while back, and I've got plenty of Golden Tiger ammo that's probably, I mean, with all my buys, I'm probably average like 32 cents a round. So to have this in 7.62 and be shooting it for 30 cents a round on average, I mean, it's a great, great place to be. I don't even know what else there is to talk about. It fits in a backpack. It's super cool looking. The optic, I put a red dot on, I put a Holosun, the HS503G ACSS. It's got the ACSS reticle. I'll do a review on that in the future. I'll just talk about ACSS real quick. It's got the bullet drop, the BDC bullet drop compensator or computer. I don't know what that means, but it's built in. I don't know mills. I don't know MOA. Never been in the military. So this makes it really easy, and I had a few of these, so I put it on here, but I'll tell you, I like this optic, I like this setup, and once I get my light figured out how I want it to be, this is definitely going into the rotation. This and my APC 9K, I may have done the review by the time you watch this, or maybe I'll do it later, I don't know. They go into the rotation, and if you ever see me with a backpack, I either have this in it, or I have the APC 9, but this is really, I really like having it as a backpack gun just for that concussive factor. And oh yeah, magazines. So I got a bunch of 30 round magazines, and they're sitting all the way over there, and I should get off my butt to tell you what they are, but I think they're ACS. You know what, hang on. So this is a 20 rounder. This is the 30 round, and it is the ASC magazine. So it's the ASC 7.62 by 39. These magazines, they look horrible. Like, the welds look bad. There's gaps in them, but they work. So for AR 7.62 mags in this gun, I've heard these ASCs don't work very well. They have worked flawlessly in the MDX. Okay, so the Maxim Defense, or PDX, I'm sorry. So in the PDX, these ASC mags, I keep it with the Duramag as primary because Duramags are like super reliable. So this is my primary, but I have no problem with the ASCs as backup. So the mags are there. Oh, you know what? Before we end this video, I do have to talk about the trigger. It's heavy. It is, let me make sure there's no bullets in here again. It is an 8-pound trigger, okay? Which I don't know why it's 8 pounds. Like, there's no take up. So it's nice because you hit this wall and it's literally your fingers on the trigger, that's the wall. And then you pull. And it's an 8-pound pull. The reset is right back in the same spot. And if I let my finger off, the trigger is not moving, okay? There is no take up on it, but it is 8 pounds. So shooting quickly and accurately, if you're a better shot than me, I'm sure you'll be able to do it. But for me, the 8-pound trigger is definitely kind of a drag. But like I said, like, this is a purpose-built gun, and the purpose is, you know, crap hits the fan and you need maximum firepower in a super-duper compact setup. So yeah, PDX, even though the trigger is not my favorite and it's not super comfortable, this thing is badass. If you're looking for a backpack gun and you want something with firepower, get the PDX. I never know how to close videos, so sometimes I just ramble and see how long people are gonna watch for. If you watched all the way to this point, if you watched, here's what I'm gonna do. If you watch this video all the way to this point, I would like you to post in the comments. What should I have them post, Busy? Your favorite brand of 762 by 39. Post your favorite 762 by 39, and if you do, I'm gonna check it in 1 week, and I'm gonna give something away. I don't know what, because I'm just making this up as we go. I wanna see how long people watch videos for. And here's the cool thing. If nobody posts their favorite brand of 762, I don't give a crap, because I'm not gonna have to give anything away, and we're done.